Zed here, back to do another video review. But before I start the toy review, if anybody's seen my Loot Crate video, I couldn't quite identify what this patch is. I do now know what it's from. It's from Blade Runner. I really should be turning in my geek card not knowing that, but yeah, it's from Blade Runner. Sorry to anybody who might have gotten angry because I didn't know what it was from, but yeah, I figured it out. Sorry. But back to what we're on topic to talk about. This has taken me forever to find. Every time I went looking for this figure in stores, it was impossible to get, and every time I went online to try to get it, it was way out of the price range I'm willing to accept when having to find a figure. Luckily, I finally managed to find it at a Toys R Us Express, no less. Transformers, Combiner Wars, Leader Class, Megatron. Oh yes. I am very happy to get this figure. I actually ended up getting the Armada Megatron first. And while I do like the figure, I do prefer this overall. I think it's a lot better. Color-wise, though, the Armada Megatron makes a little bit more sense. This is definitely a tank that, say, some eccentric movie star or billionaire would buy. Because no way you go into a battlefield with a bright, shiny thing like this. You get picked off in seconds. The Armada Megatron, that very matte green, I in fact have it right here, the very matte green of his tank dreads and everything, much more useful for combat. This is definitely something, say, like some billionaire would buy for the heck of it, just to have in his collection. But yes, very nice tank. Has real working treads. It does have visual. It does have its head sticking out the back, but oh well. If you're looking at your tank from this angle, something's wrong with you. But yes, he also has two little extra guns besides the main turret. No, he can't bend the turret up. He can at least turn the entirety of the turret. I like that. He has a missile pod on this side, a machine gun on this, and these can just come off if you don't want them on there. This is pretty cool. I like it. Like I said, he also does have real working treads. He's an H-tank. I normally do have a problem with an H-tank. There's very few H-tanks that I like, but here I can understand it for working in the real working treads. That way they didn't have to split the treads up into two separate pieces and just turn them into hard plastic. This way they can have those real treads. So that's nice. I can understand an H-tank for that reason. But other than that, I don't think I've ever talked about G1 Megatron, so if I have, oh well, but I'm going to talk about him again if I have, but since I don't think I have, Megatron did show up in the original G1 cartoons in More Than Meets the Eye. He was the second Transformer to wake up in the arc after Skywarp. He pretty much, at one time, he was something of a hero. If you've read the Megatron Origins like I have, he was once just a simple miner, but due to some actions by the Autobot Senate and the Ultracons run by Ratbat at the time, he ended up losing that job, becoming a gladiator. His gladiator rings ended up being threatened by the Senate, and he eventually became a freedom fighter. And this is true. In his early career of the wars, he was a freedom fighter trying to stop what he thought was the oppression of the Senate, who just kept, trying to dictate how Transformers are supposed to live. Obviously, power corrupts, and absolute power absolutely corrupts, turning Megatron into the dictator we do know him as, the monster who will destroy everything he destroys, which he says is just fuel for his power. Now, before I finish this transformation, there's a little something I want to show you inside that ring is how the turret turns when it's transformed, but that little dome right there, I think that's referenced to the Beast Wars episodes where Beast Wars Megatron took G1 Megatron's spark. In the episode, you see G1 Megatron's chest open, and behind this little dome would open up, his spark would be in there. And I think that's a reference to that. And I find that to be very cool. An unnecessary detail, but they put it in anyway. You close that up. And here you have G1 Megatron in all of his very shiny glory. I love this figure. I really do. I almost kind of hope they turn this into a Galvatron figure at some point, because that would be awesome. Because this almost would work as a Galvatron as well. Now, there is some controversy with his cannon. You see how thin that is? I originally think they were just going to make an Armada Megatron, and decided to make a G1 Megatron in the process. Because you could switch the cannon around and have this, but I think it's just far too short for G1 Megatron and makes this stick out way too much. So I just end up leaving it as it's supposed to be. I'm kind of hoping that a third-party company is going to come along and just build a cap, basically. Something that caps on the front, maybe caps on the back to make it more of a G1 Megatron cannon. But at the current point, it doesn't bother me all that much. He does come with a projectile missile, but I promptly put it into a box because I do not want to bother with it. That's why that red strip there, that's the trigger. And it's right there when it's in his regular tank mode. And it sticks out right there when you want to use it in his robot mode. He does come with two guns, which combine together, the missile pod and the machine gun. Combines together in one big gun. I'm not sure why they did this. I guess with G1 Megatron, it could be like the gun he used to damage Optimus Prime in the 1984 Transformers movie. But I don't understand why they gave it to Armada Megatron. I do have him here. I probably will do a separate review for him at some point. I actually end up giving him Armada Megatron's guns to Dragstrip, Combiner Wars Dragstrip, and gave Combiner Wars Dragstrip's knife to him because he does have a knife in the original show and the toy. So, yeah, this is a pretty cool figure. If you can find this, I highly recommend picking this one up. It is probably the closest thing we're going to get to a masterpiece-sized Megatron in the current size ranges they're using. He almost matches up with MP10 and a lot of the other masterpiece range, so yeah. The only downside is he turns into a tank, not a gun. What you gonna do? Supposedly, I have seen a video that's you could fold him and bend him in a certain way and he kind of looks like a gun. Again, maybe a third-party company can come through and make some attaching pieces, because there's all these nice little holes on the side, and it makes me wonder if they left those there for third-party companies to use to make some attaching pieces to give Megatron his proper gun mode. But yeah. Also, to those who may have been complaining about light piping, I found your light piping. Let's see if I can get this to work with this. This might be too big. But yeah, it seems like all the leader class figures are getting the light piping now, and they're not giving it to any of the deluxes or Voyagers. But, oh well. Still, this is an awesome figure. Again, if you can find it, I recommend picking up immediately. This is just an incredible toy. I think even better than the Leader Jetfire that came out last year. And I cannot wait for the Leader Ultra Magnus, and I guess the Leader Starscream. I'm not too thrilled about them doing Thundercracker first. I don't know what it is, but yeah. But until next time, this is Titan Zed saying I'll see ya when I see ya.